because our goal is to make you confident and fluent. We have another challenge. This is a 5-day challenge that will make you express your opinions in English with idioms. This 5-day is filled with phrases that you can use in different situations, especially when expressing your opinions. If you are interested, continue watching and subscribe because we have a long list of really helpful idioms for you. Expressing opinions is essential, especially when you are in the social setup, with English-speaking friends, or at work in a meeting or conference. Here are 10 phrases with idioms that you can use in expressing your opinion. Number 1. To be honest, I think we're barking up the wrong tree with this strategy. When you believe that the group's current approach is incorrect or misguided, you can say this. In a marketing meeting, if the team is focusing on an advertising channel that has historically yielded poor results, you might use this phrase to suggest reevaluating the strategy. Number 2. If you ask me, putting all our eggs in one basket with this project isn't wise. When you want to express concern about relying too heavily on a single plan, method, or resource, this phrase may be used. Especially if a project team is depending solely on one key supplier or technology, you could use this idiom to advise diversifying the resources or strategies to mitigate risk. Number 3. I'm on the fence about this proposal, as it has both pros and cons. Use this phrase when you are undecided about an idea, because you see both positive and negative aspects. And when asked to give an opinion about a new policy that could improve efficiency, but also increase workload, this phrase would appropriately convey your ambivalence. Number 4. In my book, this is a no-brainer. We should definitely go ahead with it. When you think a decision or choice is very obvious and straightforward, this phrase is a perfect fit. Especially if a proposal offers significant benefits with minimal downsides, such as adopting a more efficient software tool, you might use this phrase to strongly endorse it. Number 5. From where I stand, we're just beating around the bush and not addressing the main issue. In meetings, you need to be direct, and you can use this when you feel the discussion is avoiding the central or most important point. For example, in a budget meeting where everyone is discussing minor expenses instead of the major cost drivers, this phrase can be used to steer the conversation back to the more critical issues. Number 6. To play devil's advocate, have we considered the potential risks of this approach? When you want to intentionally take a contrary position to explore other viewpoints or highlight potential issues. This is perfect, especially when a team is overly optimistic about a new project. You might use this expression to encourage consideration of possible challenges or drawbacks. Number 7. Let's call a spade a spade. Our current method isn't working as expected. When you want to speak frankly about an unsuccessful or ineffective situation, use this phrase. Especially if a long-standing process is failing to yield results, this phrase would be apt for initiating a candid discussion about changing the approach. Number 8. I hate to burst your bubble, but I think there are some flaws in this plan. There are times when people have unrealistic plans. You can use this phrase when you need to bring a dose of reality to a plan or idea that seems overly optimistic or impractical. If a colleague proposes an unrealistic deadline or budget for a project, this idiom can be used to gently temper their expectations. Number 9. We might be jumping on the bandwagon too quickly without proper evaluation. When you want to caution against following a trend, idea, or popular opinion without critical examination. Another situation is when a new management fad is quickly embraced without assessing its relevance or effectiveness for your specific organization. Use this phrase to advise caution and thorough evaluation. Number 10. For what it's worth, my 2 cents is that we need more data before making a decision. When you want to humbly offer an opinion or suggestion, especially when you're not an expert on the topic, especially in a discussion about a complex issue where you feel more information is needed before proceeding, this idiom can be used to modestly contribute your viewpoint. These 10 phrases are straight to the point. Now repeat after me. Say these phrases aloud and try to imitate how I pronounce the sentences. To be honest, I think we're barking up the wrong tree with this strategy. If you ask me, putting all our eggs in one basket with this project isn't wise. I'm on the fence about this proposal, as it has both pros and cons. In my book, this is a no-brainer. We should definitely go ahead with it. From where I stand, we're just beating around the bush and not addressing the main issue. To play devil's advocate, have we considered the potential risks of this approach? Let's call a spade a spade. Our current method isn't working as expected. I hate to burst your bubble, but I think there are some flaws in this plan. We might be jumping on the bandwagon too quickly without proper evaluation. For what it's worth, my 2 cents is that we need more data before making a decision. Keep practicing these sentences with idioms, and you'll see after 5 days you'll be able to express your opinions in English. Subscribe and see you again tomorrow.